Hey friends, welcome, welcome. So today we are going to be doing our full moon in Scorpio ceremony. So that's what we're here for today. I want to all the things that are going on here, and I'm going to connect it to numerology as well because these are some really big things that are going on. Okay. So we already know that like a full moon isn't surface level, especially not when it's under the sign of Scorpio. Okay. So full moons are usually going to illuminate something. They're going to bring something into your awareness. It's going to heighten emotions. It's going to do all of those things. And things that are coming up, especially right now, are going to feel a little deeper, a little heavier, a little harder to ignore as well. Because that's exactly what this moon is meant to do. Because Scorpio energy isn't here to make you comfortable, it's here to make you honest in yourself. If we were to look at the scorpion, we know that the scorpion is black, it's dark. So we often look at Scorpio, the zodiac sign, as one of the shadow signs, okay? And when we enter that in a moon setting, whether it's full or new, then it's going to have you looking at your shadow stuff. Okay. Like that's just the way that it is. And it's not doing that to like punish you or to make you or like whatever. It's there because it wants to surface the truth, your depth, your intimacy, your transformation, your power, your control, and letting go, but like not letting go in a casual way because Scorpio is the kind of energy that goes like, if this isn't real, then like it's got to go. Okay, think of Scorpio as like the Marie Kondo of the zodiac signs. And essentially, it's like if it's not bringing you joy, happiness, or serving you in some kind of way, it's got to hit the door. And that's just really the way that it is under this energy. So this moon specifically is asking like, where am I avoiding the truth? Where am I holding on to something out of fear? Where am I trying to control instead of surrender? Because Scorpio is pulling things to the surface that we've buried, ignored, rationalized, outgrown, and it's not going to do it gently, but it is going to do it intentionally. Okay. So full moons, like I said, are going to bring things to the light. So when Scorpio gets illuminated, it's talking about emotional attachments, hidden fears, power dynamics, energetic cords, old wounds that still have a hold of you. So you may notice intensified emotions, which is normal for a full moon, but it is going to be extra under the Scorpio because Scorpio is also a water sign. And that just always is going to amplify our emotional bodies. Okay. It's going to give you clarity that feels sharp or sudden. And honestly, the clarity isn't always welcome, but it is needed. Okay, so that's another one of the really big differences. You may also notice a strong urge to release something or someone. Okay, and then last and certainly not least, and there's probably other things, but just in general, your truth is going to become undeniable. Like you're not going to be able to deny it any longer because this is not breakdown energy. This is breakthrough energy. Okay. So let's break this down a little bit into the numerology because I think it's really important to like look at all parts of the spectrum of the collective energy that's happening. This week, as this full moon is happening, it is a 9 week collectively. Today is currently Friday, May 1st. And we also just shifted into a collective 6 month. So we were just in a collective 5 month, now in the collective 6 month. Five was all about like change, freedom, liberation, shaking shit up. And now we're in the sixth, and it's like more grounded, more nurturing. But this nurturing, because normally the sixth is thought of like mother energy, where we're taking care of nurturing other people. But under the Scorpio sign, this nurturing actually is about nurturing ourselves as we move through some of these really big shifts, transitions, changes, awarenesses, clarity, all the things. Okay. But this 9 week in specific, we're talking about endings. Okay. Closure, completion, letting go of whatever has run its course so far. So the 9 week inside of this energy of the full moon is asking, like, what are you done with? Right? And then Scorpio is going to be that little noise in the back of your ear that's going to say, but let's be real about this answer. Okay. Like, let's not just be like, oh, well, I'm done with, blah, blah, blah. Let's dig deep. What are you actually like fully fed up with and done with? Whatever that is, that's where your work is. Because it's not a little gentle, like, let that go. Scorpio's like, no, you know it's time. Let that shit go. Okay. And then the 6 months, we're coming into, like I said, responsibility, relationships, heart space. So six energy is all about love, relationships, responsibility, emotional truth, and care. So we're not just releasing anything, we're releasing things that are connected to relationships, emotional bonds, trauma bonds, where we overgive, overhold, and where we've taken on responsibility that actually isn't ours. Okay, this is a question that I want you to continue to ask yourself when you come into any situation. Is this my responsibility? And I know that sometimes that can get clouded because we're like, well, what really is my responsibility? If you're a mom and you've got grown ass adult children, yes, those children are still your responsibility, but their happiness, their life is no longer your responsibility. They are adults. It is time for them to take care of themselves in that manner. There's a lot of different ways that we can look at this, but it's like, what are you currently holding responsibility for that actually isn't yours? Because Scorpio is going to throw that shit out, okay? And then we also have to recognize that we are in a 1 year collectively too. So last year was the 9 year closures, endings, all that. Now this year is like it's that rebirth energy, but we're still kind of in that in between space because there's still a lot of shit we need to let go of and release, and we're kind of floating through like feeling a little like we've lost some of our identity because in the 9 year we let go of so fucking much that this first half of this 1 year we're like, okay, but who are we, what do we want, what are we doing, right? But under this Scorpio full moon, this 1 year is not like releasing just for the sake of releasing. We are releasing to make the space for that new identity that wants to come in. So the bigger question then becomes what can't come with me into who I am becoming, right? Like I've talked about this so much. And if you go back to older videos, other moon gathering videos, or even portal gathering videos, I've asked you, like, who do you need to become that bitch, that vision that you have of yourself? Who is that? Scorpio's like no longer here to play games about it. So if there's still things that you've been ignoring and avoiding, Scorpio's gonna be like, hey, bitch, we're here. Let's deal with this. Okay. And I also want to point out, too, that the 5-5 liberation portal begins to open tomorrow, Saturday, May 2nd, the full opening being May 5th, obviously. And then it remains with us for a week after that. So we're also coming into this energy. And most of my highly sensitive and empathic people are going to be feeling that now. They've been feeling it already, okay? Because this is big energy. Okay. So five energy itself is freedom, change, movement, breaking out of restriction. Okay. So think about it. Today we're in Scorpio full moon, truth release, emotional honesty. Then tomorrow the portal begins to open, and this is about asking for freedom, movement, liberation, right? This is you release first and then you move. So you're letting go of what's heavy, then you experience the freedom. So if something does end up feeling intense for you today, it's because you are in preparation for that liberation, right? Preparation for liberation is exactly what this full moon in Scorpio is doing for you. Okay, it's not doing it to you. No, no, no. We don't subscribe to that. We subscribe to it happening for us. Okay. So you may feel emotionally raw, clear in a way that's impossible to ignore, done with something that you were just tolerating at some level, and you're aware of where you've been holding on too tightly and been trying to control so much. And you may also feel as you move through these energies lighter after that realization, ready and able to cut cords, ready to reclaim your energy. Because this is not about forcing a release, okay? It's about recognizing that you've already outgrown something. So please know that this energy in general isn't about losing something. It's about no longer carrying what was never meant to stay. So, with all of that being said, before I hopped on this video, just because I am limited on time, I went ahead and pulled a card from my Moonology deck just to see what would come up for the collective. And I would like to talk about that now. We got the disseminating moon that says take time to breathe out. I feel like so many of us have been holding on to this anxiety. Like we've been holding our breath. We're waiting for the shoe to drop because there's things that we've been avoiding and not looking at. So we know that there's like this bomb that is about to go off, but we've been trying to avoid it and keep it at bay. Well, Scorpio is here to light the freaking match to get that bomb to go off. And what this card is specifically telling you is that it is time to breathe. Let that breath go. Whatever will be. And it's not your responsibility to control how things unfold. So there is an intensity that comes with a full moon. We already know this. We know that things shift, change, whatever, when we are in full moon energy, right? But when it's in Scorpio, it's just an extra layer. So, really, what this card is reminding us is that if we are feeling confused about a direction, our identity, whatever it might be, that this taking the time to breathe out, the disseminating moon is telling you that you should know where you stand either way very soon. Like the path will be made clear. It's going to reveal itself as to what is it that you need to let go of and look at. And even if you're already aware of it and you've been avoiding it, it's going to be like, okay, well, now is the time to look at it. We can't avoid this or put this off any longer. This is also reminding you that it is okay to take out some time for you, and it's actually for your own good, right? Um, it could also be trying to share with us that it's time for you to share your wisdom and experience with someone else. Your story matters and there's somebody out there that needs to hear it, right? So don't be afraid to ultimately just be yourself, share your story, what you've been through, what has been happening for you over the last year. Like, think about how much growth and change happened in that collective 9 year and how unsteady things have felt so far this year. And what have you learned from that? What have you gained from that? How have you grown from them? Those are things that you can really think about. And then lastly, this card is reminding you to avoid falling into a slump. So if you've been feeling a little slumpy lately, this is your reminder to put your big girl panties on, your big boy boxers on, whatever, you know, and to like just start looking at the things, start doing the things, start taking an action that makes sense for you and where you're at in your life right now. And that will help you to alleviate some of that anxiety because other than clinical anxiety, the reason we experience anxiety is because we are too focused on what's going to happen in the future. Okay. And then when we experience depression, aside from clinical depression, it means that we are too focused on the past. So if either one of those things are happening right now and you don't clinically have a depression issue or an anxiety issue, then you need to reflect and be like, okay, where is it that I'm stuck in the past? Where is it that I'm stuck in the future? And that's going to help you move forward so much more quickly. So I do have some journal prompts that I'm going to leave in the description of this video. So make sure that you go check that out so that you can take your time with yourself and reflect on what some of these things are for you, okay? Because it's just going to help you move through some of the things. I will also be providing like just a little ritual for you to do. It's the release before your liberation ritual. And it's just a quick, easy little thing that you can do when you have some time, whether that's like tonight or even tomorrow at some point. Again, at the time of this filming, it is May 1st, Friday afternoon. Um, so you can do that whenever it makes the most sense for you, but the details of that will be in the description of the video as well. Just because I am limited on time here and I want to make sure that we get in a really good meditation so that we're really setting ourselves up for success, visualizing who that bitch is and to claim that energy. And that will also help us understand like, okay, if I am already standing at point B, but my reality is point A, what is that gap, right? It's going to help you see, okay, what are the steps that I need to take to get over there? This meditation will help you to just kind of align with that. And then over the next several days, especially with the 5-5 portal opening, there's just going to be a lot of clarity, a lot of ahas, a lot of things that are just finally going to fucking make sense, is really what it's going to get to. So we're gonna now get ourselves ready for our meditation. I have said all that I need to say about this energy. So hopefully you are resonating with that. You're like, yeah, that's me. I feel that. Let me know in the comments if that's true for you. I would just love to hear what are you experiencing? How are you navigating these energies, et cetera, et cetera. So let's get prepared for meditation. So what I'm going to ask you to do is like close your eyes, really shut that down, just start to get really comfortable in your body, however that looks for you. I'm going to get some music going and just breathe deeply. So begin by taking a nice big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you're doing that, you're just making an intention that you're letting go of any and all stress that you might be carrying in this moment so that you can just be fully present in this experience. So yeah, just breathe. I'm gonna get this music queued up for us, and then we will get into the meditation. So just give me one quick second here. All right, beautiful. Now, as you continue your deep breathing, I want you to visualize this white light dropping down from the universe into your crown chakra. And as it's hitting that crown chakra, it's going in through the body, but it's also spreading out through your entire aura, energetic field. It's just kind of spreading itself all out. And what this white light is doing is it's cleansing, it's purifying, it's letting whatever you are holding on to in this moment, then letting that go. Because we want to be as present as possible here and now. If you are feeling any pain, tension, or discomfort anywhere in your body, that white light, I want you to see yourself breathe that white light in and see that white light being sent to those specific areas. And that white light is going to ball up that pain, tension, or discomfort. And it's just going to lovingly just release it. And you'll see that little ball of stress or pain or whatever it was just begin to disintegrate and dissolve. We're just going to remind ourselves that we're letting go of the stress from the day, the month, the year, the lifetime, letting all of that just melt away, even if it's just for this moment, right? Now, wherever it is that you are, if you are feeling good in your body at this point, just bring your breathing back to its regular rhythm. If you feel like you still have more to go, then continue with the deep breathing while we ground your body into this experience. So, whether you are sitting, laying down, standing, which I don't really recommend for meditation, but if you are, that's okay. Just want you to feel your body being supported beneath you, whether you're sitting in a chair, sitting on a floor, laying in a bed, standing, just feeling that support that you feel beneath you. Because even in intense energies like we are currently in, you are held. I want you to imagine roots extending out of your body. That can be either from your root chakra or from your earth star at the bottoms of your feet, just whatever image is coming to you. Those roots are extending out of your body and they begin digging down into the earth through the many layers, through the topsoil, the dirt, the gravel, the clay, all the various layers until you get into the very core of the earth. And instead of seeing a ball of liquid magma, there's a crystal that's sitting there for you. And whatever crystal that may be is the crystal that wants to work with you through these energies. So keep in mind what is showing up for you right now, or what you sense and feel is there. You're going to see those roots wrap around that crystal, holding on tight. And you're going to begin to see an energy flow out of those roots and into the crystal. This is you discharging any energy that is not needed in your body. And the crystal is going to cleanse and purify that energy, and it's going to send it back up, recalibrated through the roots and into your body, helping you to feel strong, stable, and secure. Big deep breath in on that one. I just feel like we need to take a really big inhale and exhale. Just feels really good. Now, in your mind's eye, whether you see it or sense it, I want you to imagine yourself in a dim, quiet space. Not scary, just still. This is your inner world. Nothing is hidden here. Only truth exists. Now I want you to bring your awareness inward and just notice if there's something that you've been carrying. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a thought, it could be a fear, a pattern, a behavior. In this moment, you don't need to analyze. We just want to acknowledge that it exists and that it is here. Now, with this awareness of whatever this thing might be, I want you to imagine a cord that connects you to this thing. Notice where it's connecting in your body. So maybe it's connected to your root chakra, your sacral, your solar, your heart, etc. Or maybe it's coming from a place that's not a chakra. Either way, we're not judging it, we're just observing, because this cord is representing the attachment, the control, and the energy exchange that you have with this thing. Again, this thing being a relationship, a thought, a fear, a pattern, a behavior, etc. Just observe it. Now, gently ask yourself, am I ready to release this? If the answer is yes, then we will continue. If not, then just take the remainder of this meditation to just breathe. There's no pressure to be able to release, let go, or cut the cord of something that you in your body, you know, that is not ready to go. It is okay. But let's keep the awareness in the forefront so that we may move through it with the support of this full moon and Scorpio energy. So if the answer was yes, I want you to imagine gently disconnecting yourself from that cord. Not violently or aggressively. Maybe you just cut it. Maybe you just see it dissolve. Maybe you just simply choose that you are disconnected from the cord. And as that releases, I want you to feel that your energy is returning to you. You feel space opening inside of you. Now I ask you to bring your awareness to your solar plexus chakra. This is located above the belly button, kind of the area where the diaphragm sits. And I want you to imagine a golden light growing there. It's glowing, it's growing, it's fulfilling. And this is your power returning. So I want you to repeat in your mind these 3 affirmations I'm about to share with you. First, I call my energy back to me. I release what is no longer mine to carry. And number 3, I choose myself. With each of those affirmations, that energy in that solar plexus space is growing and glowing, just filling you with this beautiful, golden, powerful light. So take another big, deep breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Now I want you to notice your body again. Notice any differences in the heaviness or the lightness. And even if it is subtle, you're likely feeling less heaviness and more space. And this is exactly the kind of space that release can create for you. Now I want you to see yourself in your mind's eye or just in your knowing. To imagine yourself standing taller, lighter, and ahead of you is a giant open space. This could be a big field, this could be a valley, this could be the ocean. Whatever that open space is, it represents movement and freedom for you. And if you're not ready to run through the fields or swim through the ocean, you don't need to. Just know that that space is there and available to you. I want you to take another nice, big, deep breath in through the nose. Release out through the mouth. Just feel your body, feel the space. When you're ready, bring the awareness back into your body by wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. And then gently and only when you are ready, open your eyes back to this moment. So many people feel like Scorpio energy is daunting and dark. But sometimes the Scorpio full moon can be your biggest catalyst to your transformation, to your change. Because it all starts with taking those shadow parts of you and being willing to bring them to the light. Being willing to say, hey, I see you. I'm bringing you to the light so that I may dissolve you. Because that is no longer my truth. That is no longer where I wish to be. You hold that power and that kind of control in your hand, in your body. You are capable and stronger than you think to look at those pieces, those parts that usually makes you want to turn around and hide. You can be brave. Look it straight in the eye and say, you don't serve me any longer. I don't need you anymore. Thank you for all that you taught me. But I am ready to move forward in my life. How liberating is that? You know? All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me again. If you had any kind of experiences or things that you would like to share about the energy that you've been experiencing lately, please leave it in the comments. I would love to hear what's going on out there in the collective for others, other than what I already know. Um, and yeah, just take care of yourself. Drink lots of water through this process because it will also help you cleanse on a cellular level. It'll help you to with that purifying process that we just did visually, and it will just make you feel so much better. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. And take the time to go over the journal prompts and the ritual when you're ready and write down anything that you may have seen or experienced inside of your meditation that feels of significance. I am always going to be an advocate for journaling in whatever fashion that is for you, whether that's pen to paper or in your notes in your phone or just whatever works for you. Don't overcomplicate it, make it easy and simple. And just pay attention over the next few days on what gets brought to the light for you. My friends, until next time, have an incredible day, night, week, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Take care of yourself, love yourself, and move forward with that innate power that you have within you. Until next time, namaste.